All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to put this screencast together to go over the last couple questions on a study guide. All right, we have finished up all of Unit 1, investigations 1 through 5. And specifically, the last activity in investigation 5, we were revisiting some models that we created and revised and worked on throughout the entire unit, right? So I wanted to just share this with you guys and show you sort of an ideal representation just so you guys know moving forward. Okay. And there's two big models that we were looking at. We were looking at first, we modeled the experiment that we saw with the Van de Graaff generator and the pie plates. So I've got a little bit of a head start here for you, but hopefully that'll just keep the video a little bit shorter. Like I mentioned last week, make sure that you're using these tools here. There's positive and negative and neutral particles here. I've already added a couple just in case, just for ease of use. Okay, we've got three situations. One, before the VDG is turned on. Okay, and these, by the way, these little ovals are just my simple pie plates. But really, what's going on? We mentioned before the VDG is turned on, nothing is interacting. So we assumed that everything is neutral. And that's what I'm using these gray particles to show. The second part, it's mentioning when the VDG is turned on, but just before the pie plates start to fly off. Okay, so I've left the pie plates as neutrally charged because we've talked about how neutral objects can stick to charged objects, whether they're positive or negative. So we'll leave them as neutral. Okay. The big thing we were mulling over is the VDG creating negative or is the VDG creating positive charges? Okay. And what we saw in investigation 5 was an investigation around what the atom looked like and what particles within the atom, how they dictate the atom's behavior and things like that. And we learned, and there's another activity that'll sort of drive this home for review as well, the atom builder. We learned that the identity of an atom is dependent on those protons, those positive charges, right? We've got our positive protons and our negative electrons. So if an atom loses a proton, it becomes something different. And we didn't watch these machines change before our eyes. We just watched the plates fly off. They didn't change what material they were. So that is leading me to believe, let me make a couple copies here. Boom, 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 boom. That is leading me to believe that this VDG is creating negative charges. Okay? So it's sending those charges up into the globe. I mentioned before there's a little belt that creates friction. And that's what's creating those charges. Okay, so to continue on with that, if I'm creating these negative charges, I don't like how that does that. If I'm creating these negative charges, we also talked about how charges are going to interact when they are touching or not touching, right? We know if they're not touching, they're going to repel or they're going to attract, right? But if we have two conductors of electricity, two pieces of metal that are touching each other, they're going to be able to transfer those charges. So when the pie plates are in contact with the globe up top, that charge can just move right through. Much like when you plug your phone charger into the wall, it's taking electricity and it's allowing those charges to transfer through the wire and then into your phone so it has more power. Okay, so this is really, and I would type pretty much everything I said into my box here. I'll save that. And the other model that it was asking you about is the Franklin's Bells one. And this is really very, very similar. Get my stamps here. I'm just going to include negatives and neutrals. Okay, so the VDG is turned on. We just talked about how the VDG is going to create negative charges. We also know neutral objects are going to be attracted to anything that's charged. Okay, so we've got a neutral CAN2, a neutral pendulum, and a negatively charged CAN1, excuse me. Right? This is still becoming negative, and that's not really going to change. As long as this is turned on, which it doesn't indicate anywhere in these steps that it's turned off. As long as this is turned on, I don't know why I said it like that. That's going to be negatively charged. Okay. The difference now is that in step 2, the ball touches the can. Like I just mentioned, metal on metal, they come in contact, those charges are going to transfer. All right. So we have that same negative charge here, right? It pushed it back over. They're the same. It's going to repel it. Nothing has touched CAN2 yet. Neutral, neutral, neutral. Same deal in step 3. Neutral, 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 neutral. Nothing has touched it yet. But now we've got not only the negative CAN is going to repel the negative pendulum, but the neutral charges are attracted to the negative pendulum. Okay. Now, once it charges, the pendulum's going to go back to a relative neutral because those negative charges are going to be transferred over, right? And if I were to let this go, right? If we were to go back to the video, we see this pendulum goes back and forth, back and forth, back and forth all the time. As time goes on, maybe some of these neutral charges are going to disappear, and this is going to become more negative. But every time this touches CAN1, it grabs another negative charge and brings it over to CAN2, and then it goes back to neutral. Goes back to CAN1 for a negative charge, brings it back to CAN2. And that's going to continue really until one of them, CAN2 reaches its maximum capacity, and it might start giving off sparks, creating more room for those negative charges. So again, this is to supplement our Unit 1 study guide. I know we've struggled on these throughout the semester, but hopefully this, along with some other activities we've done, brings a clearer picture to view, and we get a better idea of what's going on. So as always, shoot me any questions you guys have on Schoology, and I will talk to you guys soon.